say shows as well, where you decided to go deep, and it was so scary.
I'm like, that's sooner than you. It doesn't matter whether I go deep.
He went deep, yeah. He went deep, and the waves were like getting rough, and I was like, Nyasha!
This will be cut out of the vlog.
This will not be cut out of the vlog. It's like, Nyasha!
Now you're bringing pointless things.
They're not pointless things because it was scary. I was like, Nyasha!
Scary for who?
Scary for me, just like you were scared for my shoes.
I wasn't scared for your shoes. I said I was ticked off because all you were doing was being upset when we were meant to be enjoying a meal.
So,
this is a horror story.
This was a horror story for me too.
Sweet love, coming from the bottom of my heart, it's Nyasha and Nana.
Hi guys, or should I say hello people of the world. Guess where we're at today? Yes, we're in beautiful Dubai, and where better than to film a video? I'm hoping that the background sounds okay. Might hear some birds, might hear some kids or people in the pool, but our view right now is like amazing. I'm gonna insert a clip here. This is our view. But yeah, we thought as we're on holiday and as we love holidays, and I know as amazing as we make it look on on social media and YouTube sometimes it doesn't look that great. We thought we'd share with you guys some of the horror stories. If you've been watching us for a while, you probably already know some of the horror stories that we've been through or we've experienced, but we thought let's tell you guys some of the horror stories we've experienced while we're on holiday? Wow, my Ghanaian side is really coming out. On a holiday. But yeah, it's not all glitz and glamour and 5-star all the time. We've had some dodgy stuff happen.
The first one that I have is in Singapore when Nana lost her shoe.
Oh, that's not really a horror story then. But anyway, go.
Well, it was a horror story for me.
Yeah, I was actually quite.
Yes.
But anyway.
So we stayed in 2 hotels. The Ritz-Carlton was the first one, and the second one was the
Marina Sands Bay.
So now when we went and stayed, I think it was one night in the Marina Sands Bay, and Nana decided to lose her shoe in the hotel. So now we're here. I'm like, oh, she can't believe she lost her shoe. She thinks she lost it when she was walking from the hotel to, because they're not very far apart, so we didn't take a taxi or anything. So
it's like a 5-10 minute walk, you know.
I don't remember how long.
Yeah.
So she was like, oh, I must have lost it on the way, or maybe I left it in the room. But I called them, so we called them. Nana called them, but she couldn't get anything from them. They said there's nothing in the room. So I think you must have left it at the restaurant or something like that. I forgot where you left it.
I left it in the room.
Was it in the room?
Yeah.
So she left it in the room. They had basically brought it down to reception. So now we had gone out for dinner, and she wanted to wear those shoes. But so you can imagine how. All you ladies out there, when you design an outfit based on a certain pair of shoes, when you don't have those shoes, it's going to upset you. So Nana was basically upset the whole time. She was not happy.
Well, correct myself, yeah. So basically, I actually don't like losing things. It bothers me to the core. And usually when I lose things, I can trace back where I had left something, and most of the time I'll get it, maybe 95% of the time I'll get it. And if I don't, it really bugs me, and having to let go of the fact that I've lost something, I just hate losing things. So first of all, I just bought my little cute shoes from Zara, okay, and I loved those shoes. They're basically clear shoes and you can wear them with anything. But I had just got them before this holiday. I had literally just bought them. And then on day around my birthday, I lost it. And I was really, really upset. And I was trying to look cute and stuff, as you do on holiday. And I didn't have my shoes. And the fact that I had just bought them and lost them, I was like, no. So we were looking everywhere for it, asking both hotels for it, because it was like, where else would it be? But yeah, eventually, so we went to dinner at the Marina Sands Bay. and I was a bit shoppy. But I thought, because we had called them before to say, oh, we've left our shoes, is it still here? I went and they found it and gave it to me, guys. My heart melted. I'm so happy that I found it. But I don't think this is a horror story. I don't think it's a horror story.
It's a horror story because it was a horror for me.
So
Trying to make someone happy who doesn't want to be happy is very hard. It's very hard. You're out at dinner, so this is basically we ordered our food and I was like, oh Nana, your food's going to be amazing. Oh, trying my hardest.
Oh, the lamb as well. Lamb was like that.
And then she started eating her lamb and she was like, oh, the lamb is nice.
But when I found my shoe, the lamb tastes so good.
All of a sudden, the food was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh man, this food is amazing. Oh yeah. Oh wow, this restaurant is amazing. She didn't even notice the restaurant was actually good looking.
Good looking.
And she was literally like, oh, everything is just rubbish. Everything. The walk to the restaurant was rubbish. Everything was rubbish. This was a horror story for me. So, yeah, that's my number. That's my number 5 horror story.
I don't class this as a horror story. Anyway, so one of the things that I got down right was so guys, basically, on our first year anniversary, I think we went to Seychelles, and we were just walking up to the beach. I think we were trying to find some local restaurant where they cook like on stones and stuff. And we're walking past and we're hearing some noises. So we looked to the right on the beach. So we were walking on the beach, by the way, to go past it. We looked to the right and we're hearing noises. We're like, what is that? What is that? Is that a person? Is that who? Wait, it's 2 people. What are they doing? Guys, they were doing inappropriate things like intercourse on a beach. It was a private beach as well, so I don't know how they managed to get in.
Private.
Yeah, our beach was private.
Not that part.
That part wasn't private. That whole bit was private, but I guess if you go all the way round,
it wasn't that bit. Because that bit was closer to the local area where they were.
Anyway, guys, so yeah, it turns out, they were doing it. So we were like, is this what we think it was? Guys, that was a horror because I wasn't expecting to see that. And then I was thinking, ew, like you get sand in your bits and stuff like that. Who wants that? That was a horror for me. I did not want to see that. I did not want to hear that either. So that was a horror story for me. I thought that was gross. I don't know if it was for you, but...
No, I just thought it was funny.
It was funny, but I was like, ew.
I don't think that's a horror story.
It is. Who wants to see that?
You didn't see anything.
But we kind of saw them and
so what?
Them.
No, you saw them.
Yeah, they're like half naked.
Did you see anything?
Yeah, I saw bits.
What
the
bits
lady,
did you see?
Like a bit of her boobies. Just a little bit.
Okay, I didn't see anything. All I knew was that when they heard noises, they started rustling. And I found that funny.
Oh, and they tried to hide. Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
But I did not want to see that though. I think that was a bit hard.
Anyways, it wasn't horror, guys. It was just funny. You know, like when something... I think it was like, oh, I can't believe that happened, sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like... Ooh.
Anyways, a true horror story. Actually, I'll go to my number 3 because the other one, my number 4. Yeah, I'll go to my number 4. No, my number 3
Oh my
before I do my
gosh.
number. I'll go to my number 3 before I do my number 4 because number 4 is deep. Number 3 happened at this holiday. Our dear son.
I was echoed on my list as well.
Our beautiful son, Nathaniel.
Yes, that we love so much.
We love so much. We were, on our way out of breakfast. Breakfast? Yeah,
I don't know
breakfast.
where we were coming.
It was breakfast. So we're on our way.
We had just finished. We're coming
breakfast,
back. Yeah.
And now we're on our way, to go back to our room. And I called the lift. When you're tired of eating a bit too much, I was a bit slow. So I called the lift. Nathaniel sees the lift first, and the door opens, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, let me run inside." So he ran inside, and here I was thinking, "Oh, okay." We're waiting for Nana. Nana was behind all of us, because she's pregnant, so things are a bit slow. So he goes to the lift, and then I'm looking at the lift. I'm waiting for Nana to come, and then the lift starts closing. I'm expecting Nana to come out, but I was like, okay, if he doesn't come out, what I'll do is I'll press the button anyways. And generally when you press the button, it opens the door.
If there's one lift.
but there's 4.
And no one is calling it.
Yeah. So now, the lift doors closed. So literally right in front of me, the lift doors closed.
Can I just insert here, because this was also my point as well. So guys, yeah, the lift was, I was a bit further away and I could see the lift closed, but you know, it was my condition. I couldn't exactly like run. So Nyasha's literally, like the lift is here, Nyasha's here. The lift closes like this, yeah, and I'm watching Nyasha, literally just watching, and I'm thinking, my guy, yeah, is gonna put his hand in there to stop the lift.
I thought 2 things. I thought either Nathaniel.
Oh my days.
I thought either Nathaniel was going to, you know, try his hardest to walk out.
But
then
thinking,
the
how's
other
the boy
thing-
meant to come out of this hole?
No, because he was like, oh, it's closing.
Yeah,
So I thought
and
he was
you
going to jump out. I thought he was going to jump out of the lift because out of fear. But, you know, he didn't. And then I thought the next step was press the button and the door will open because, you know, it takes a while. Because the other thing is, he hadn't pressed any buttons. So it's not like he was going anywhere.
Well,
So I was thinking, oh, he hasn't pressed any buttons. So the lift will just stay there. And once I press the button, it will just open. But that's not what happened because someone actually called the lift and the lift was going up. So the lift went up and we were watching it. I'm like, oh my days, what floor is it going on? And the thing went to the 5th floor. The 5th floor is called the Pearl Club here. And without a key, you can't go to the 5th floor. So now I'm like, oh my days, it's gone to the 5th floor. We can't get to the 5th floor. Okay, let me go. So now I go into the lift. Nana says she's going to go onto the ground floor, so she climbed up the stairs. And I go to the 4th floor.
Because you can see on the other side of the lift, the doors are, the lift is clear, basically it's glass, so you can see where it's going and you can see who's in the lift. So I went on the other side on the ground floor so I can see like where he was. And then
and that was basically
you couldn't
looking
see
on
that
all the
bit.
floors.
So basically, as Nyasha got in the lift, I could see him going up, but then I could see where Nathaniel's went. So he got to I think the 4th floor, and then I could see people like looking down. So at this point, I'm thinking like either looking down at him, thinking why is this boy by himself, or looking down at him getting out. So at one point, so I saw him by himself, and then I saw him move forward, and then he disappeared. And then after a while, the lift came back down, and guess what? No one was in there. And then I think that's where you were also in the lift. You came back down, and then you didn't see anyone.
No.
You went back to ground floor.
Yeah, I went back to the ground floor because I saw you going there. So I was like, let me just go meet up with Nana, and on the ground floor we can just go to reception and just say, oh, everyone look for a child.
So then there's 2 lifts this side, 2 lifts that side. So we were on this side because that's the side he went. So Nyasha went in this lift, which is the left lift, which is the one he was originally in. But then I see the right lift coming down, and here's Nathaniel with some worker. So I was to the security guard, I've lost my son. I wasn't really worried because it'd only be like 5 minutes, so I wasn't like panicking or anything. But if it went longer than 5 minutes, I would have freaked out. So anyway, on the 4th, so he started coming down from the 4th floor in the other side of the lift. So I'm thinking, wait a second, why are you in that lift? You actually got out of the lift. Like, why would you get out of the lift? Oh my gosh. So he turned around. Obviously, the lifts are glass, and he saw me, and he went, "That's my mummy," to the guy. And then the guy stopped on the ground floor, like one of the workers. And then you were on the lower floor, right? So, or did you come to the ground?
I went to the ground floor.
So I was trying to tell Nyasha, oh, he's there, but Nyasha was more freaked out than I was.
I wasn't freaked out.
You said you were scared.
I wasn't scared. Look, it didn't even last very long.
It didn't. So I wasn't worried.
Just use instincts. Go into the lift, go to the floor that you think he is, and the worst thing that I was going to do was try to get to the Pearl Club. That's it. Like, because there was only one place where the lift went. If I didn't see if it had like, let's say, 20 floors, and then it was stopping like every single floor, then I'll be like,
then I'll be freaked out. That's true.
What's going to happen? But there was only 5 floors, and on top of that, the lifts are see-through, so like you can see where it's going. Yeah. So yeah, and even when you're in the lift, you can see the entire floor, or at least most of the floor. So I could see, oh, if he comes out here, he should be there. So it wasn't anything. So the only funny thing that happened about the moment was when the person who was with him came. He said he asked Nathaniel what his mommy's name was, and he said, her name is Mommy. That was hilarious.
So what's your daddy's name?
Daddy.
The thing is, he actually knows our first names as well. And then they ask.
But he's not allowed to say them, so I think he's to him, our names are mommy and daddy, which is good.
So one of the things that happened is basically our money got stolen in Bali when we tried to get changed. So it could have been a horror story. It's not really a horror story, but it could have been a horror story because my adrenaline just kicked in, and then after it died out, I was like, hey, these people could have killed us, you know. So basically, we went to get changed for my room in Bali, went to get changed for some money because we ran out, but all the banks had closed, and we were at the hotel. We had ordered some food. What did we stay at? I don't even remember the name.
I don't remember.
It's a nice villa. But yeah, so we ordered some food at the hotel, which is like on the main road kind of. So ordered some food and drinks. We got our drinks, and then we're like, oh, we don't have enough money to pay them. Or was it on the card? Anyway, we didn't have enough money for whatever reason. So we went to the bank. All the banks were closed. So there was loads of roadsides where you can change money. And so we went along the roadside, we're checking the rates. And we're like, obviously looking for the best rate, as you do when you want to change money. So we're going, found one that was closed. But then we found a good one, but their fees were high. Going. Found an amazing one. We're like, oh, perfect. This is even better than the bank. Because we were told to make sure you change money in the bank. So we then go, we change our money. We count it, we give it to them. No, they count it. Yeah, so they count it. How much if you change like £200? But if you know anything about Bali, yeah, you change £200 and you've got like this much cash. It's crazy. So we gave they counted it, gave us our exchange. We're like, yeah, cool. They were like, you guys count it. We counted it, and then they took it and they counted it again. Then they gave it to us, and then we went. And then on the way back, yeah, I was like, something doesn't sit right with me. Something's dodgy. It doesn't sit right. Like something must have happened. So we get back to the hotel now. We're sitting down, we're drinking our drinks. I'm like, on the way, I was like, Nyasha, I think you should check the money. Nyasha, I think you should check the money. He's like, oh, I'm sure it's okay. So we get down, we sit, we start sipping on our drinks that we ordered ages ago before we went to get changed.
Yeah.
Sipping on our drinks. And I'm like, Nyasha, check the money. He checks the money, and we're like a whole £50 short in their, and I don't know, in their currency. Obviously, that's a lot of money. £50 in the UK. Am I just gonna be like, here, take £50 for no reason? Like, not even like I'm giving it to a charity or a beggar or something. Just here, take £50. Nah, fam. Worked too hard for that, man. So then, I was like, no, Nyasha, I'm not having it. Like the adrenaline kicked in. I was like, no, we'll go back for money. We'll go back for money. So again, we left our drinks. We told the hotel people we're coming. They must think we're crazy, right? So we went back up and I said, excuse me, you didn't give us the right change. You're like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, no, we just came here like 5 minutes ago. And the funny thing is like 3 or 4 guys, yeah? And at the time, it didn't cross my mind that we're foreigners and they could just like beat us up or something.
Yep.
So I was like, no, excuse me, we gave you our money and we want the right amount back, please. And then they started saying, oh, we've already taken it to the bank and the bank is closed. And we were like,
no, they were talking about the rate.
Oh, they said the rate had changed.
Yeah.
And we were like, what? Like rates don't change within like 5 minutes. Like we're not stupid. And then he said something about the bank is closed. And I was like, we know the bank is closed, that's why we came to you. Like, what's that got to do with the whole thing? So they made like 3 excuses and they're like, oh, okay, we'll give you a better rate. We're like, no, forget it, just give our money back. Give our money back.
They really tried it.
But then, when I look back, I was like, how the heck did they manage to scam us, yeah? So the thing that made me think, nah, this is not right, is the fact that they counted the money, then they gave it to us to count, and we were like, it's cool. And then they counted it again. Like, why did they need to count it again? So they must have taken the money somehow when they counted it again within that.
Apparently, it's a trick that they do.
Yeah. So I was just so annoyed.
I'm really trying to find this place.
Knowing me now, my eyes were like, oh. So we went down the road and then we found another one. And we told the guy, look, your guy or some guy down the road tried to scam us. So we're not here for any scams. So you better give us the rate that you have on there. And guess what?
See, Nana's a gangster, so.
No, I'm not a gangster. And then guess what? What happened, Yasha? When we went to the second guy.
Nana, you're talking about the shop.
No, so remember we got our money back, we went to
Yeah.
change it again. And then the second guy tried to scam us again.
Yeah, in the shop.
In the shop. Twice he tried to scam us. So he gave us the money and we counted.
Oh, he tried
I
to
said,
take 50 from you,
yeah,
something like that.
no, I was like, Nyasha, count, and he counted it and we're like, the rest please. And then he gives it to us. And then we count it again, guys. And then there's more missing. It's like, are we stupid? He tried to scam us twice after we had just told him that we'd been scammed. So obviously you can imagine me here like, nah, these people. So from there I was on alert, like, it's like, we're not getting scammed. So that was a horror story. That could have been a really bad horror story because obviously
because Nana's a gangster. She forced me to go when I was like, let me just stay where I am. But Nana was
yeah,
like,
Nyasha's
let's
like,
go.
it's fine.
Just take the hit.
No, I'm not taking £50. Do you know what £50 can buy me? £50 can pay my electricity bill. £50 can do a lot of things for me, okay? So my guy trying to take my £50, I was not having it.
Luckily enough, it was near the city, so if they had, you could have called the police or something
Well,
like that.
I don't know. Being foreigners, yeah, when I look back, I was like, that could have been a really dangerous situation. Because it was like they're on the roadside, but their one was like in an alley.
Yeah, so they went.
So, and they were mainly just guys, so they could have literally just, like.
So, by the way, just so that people don't think that we were willing to go into any debt to get more money. It's not that. When they had their sign near the road, and then they
Everyone
went
had a
to do
sign.
business at this table, which was in an alleyway.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just that when we looked, like they had a person who was there, and we said, "Oh yeah, we want to exchange money." And then now it went to, "Oh, okay, they don't even have a shop; they're outside." But we were like, "Oh, as long as we're getting our money, it doesn't matter, right?" So
Most of them were outside anyway on the roadside.
yeah, but not in an alleyway.
Yeah, not in the alleyway, so that was scary.
Okay, so Nana took that one. I only have 2 left, and I think I'll go with the deepest one. Or
I feel like I
one.
know what you're going to say, but go on.
So when Nana put my life in danger in the sea.
Oh my gosh, I wasn't even thinking about that.
So
I didn't even write that down.
yeah. So what happened? And I believe this was in Mexico. Yeah.
No, Thailand.
It was Mexico. It was in Thailand. So, in Thailand, we decided to go on a boat trip to 2 islands, Fifi Island and the James Bond Island, they call it. Is that
We never went to these one island.
Oh, okay, yeah, they cheated us. But anyways, so we went to Fifi Island.
On the way
and
there?
On the way there, they allow you to go to snorkeling in different areas. So the first place that we went snorkeling, we were being safe at the time. Nana was wearing a life jacket. She had the fins on, and a lot of people like all the
I
rest
didn't
of
wear
the
my fins the first
did.
time. I took them off.
I'm a fairly strong swimmer, so fairly strong, not super strong. So I was keeping up with everyone else. So now we went to the first place, everything's fine. Then now, obviously, as you do more swimming, you get more tired. So the second round was a fairly long route, basically going through these tunnels, and then we went through, like we were meant to swim along a hill. Is it a hill?
No, bits of rocks in the water.
Rocks in the
basically.
water. And yeah, so he said swim close to the thing. But now the water, this wasn't a fairly good day for even boat rides or anything, because the sea was fairly rough.
That part, yeah.
Or was getting rough. So now we're swimming, and then the guy's like, so I'm keeping up. Nana's right at the back. She's at the back, and I'm like, oh, okay, where's Nana? Oh, she's at the back. That's fine. But then now the sea started getting rough. So, and then the guy goes, oh, we have to turn around. But Nana hadn't even got to the group yet. So now I'm like, okay, we're turning around. And Nana's like, she gets there and she's like, oh, we're turning around. Bear in mind at this point, because Nana thought she was a good swimmer, because everyone else didn't have fins on, so she didn't put on
Some people
fins.
did, but anyway.
She didn't put on fins. So now, without fins, fins actually help to propel you in the water. So when you don't have fins, you really have to put in strength in the sea, especially when it's rough. So now I'm swimming, and I'm noticing Nana is nowhere to be seen at this point. So I'm like, okay, let me go back. And I'm like, are you okay, babe? She's like, no. I'm like, oh Lord, this is not good. I was literally hoping. She said, yeah, I'm okay. I'm just, it's just being a bit slow. But this time she said, I'm not okay. So I'm like, okay. let's swim, I'll help you. So now she put her arm around me, and I'm trying to swim.
No,
now,
we were holding hands.
Oh yeah, we were holding hands and I was trying to propel her with my strength. But now, like one thing about swimming, right? It's all about momentum. So if you've got a momentum going, and then you have to slow down that momentum, you start to feel tired too. So now I'm like, oh my days, now I'm tired too. So kind of short story is kind of long story short. Kind of long story short. Basically, we couldn't move. The people there basically had to come back. Then some people with a kayak came to save us, so we held onto a kayak for a little while. And then when they had basically driven us to the arch or the tunnel, then they left us. And then the other guys basically said, no. The tour guides basically then gave us what do they call these things where you can hold on to. Like paddles, basically.
Like
a paddle. So they were swimming with the paddle.
Like some sort of float.
Yeah. And then we had to hold on to it. I thought I could swim, but even afterwards, I was so shattered, like I couldn't swim anymore. So yeah, that was our drowning story. Hopefully it never happens again. Yeah.
Well guys, the guy told me late. Like he already told me when the current was already strong. So I was panicking. I was like swimming, looking at the rock. I was like, damn, I'm not moving. Swimming, looking at the rock. Damn, I'm not moving. Swimming. And then I started to panic. But I wish I just carried on swimming because Nyasha was like, just carry on swimming. You think you're not moving, like you probably are.
Yeah.
That was probably moving really slow. But in my head, I was like, I am not moving. This is scary. That was actually scary because that's the first time in my life ever snorkeling actually being taken away by the current. And I was like, swimming in the sea is no joke, guys. Like, it was scary. Life jacket and everything, but like I could feel myself. Literally, if I did not swim, even swimming was keeping me in that position. If I did not swim, I would have just slowly just gone with the current.
They would have got the boat to swim.
They would have got me, but I would have just been going.
Actually, they couldn't really get to. So basically, because the
I would have had
was
to
bad,
get away from the and
because
away from
they
the
wouldn't
rocks.
have even come to get you because
They would have had to
boat
jump
would
in
have
to
hit.
get me. Yeah.
They would have had probably.
The current was so strong. It was
Strong.
really strong. Yeah.
Next one.
So one time we went to Malta with our friends Stephanie and Colin, and that's when,
What's this?
This was like.
Oh, you're talking about that's not even a horror. Anyways,
It is. I could have died.
Just let's continue. That's not a horror.
We were going on. So me, Stephanie, and Colin. Stephanie's my boyfriend and my best friend, and Colin's her husband. And we went to Malta, right? And she got proposed to there. So cute. The video is up somewhere on YouTube. So yeah. Anyway, we get to the hotel now. We're walking. They have a pool on the top of the hotel. We're walking. And it has scaffolding. So we're walking under the scaffolding, and then we just see this big, holes just drop, and it's got metal on it. You know, basically what they used to fill up the swimming pool. It's got big metal on it, and it literally just dropped from, I don't know how many floors, maybe like the 10th floor or something. And it was like an inch away from, I don't know who, you went at the front. Who was it?
I was at the back.
Me and
Stephanie.
Me and Stephanie, or me and Colin, one of us. Me and Stephanie
Colin was
were
there as well, but you got a little bit of water.
Yeah, literally dropped in front of us. If it wasn't for the Lord Jesus Christ that saved our life, guys, it literally dropped in front of us. That could have been my head.
No wonder they were. Now, okay.
That could have been my head. That would have knocked me. Do you know that thing, that metal thing? That would have knocked me out straight.
All that happened was they got wet. However,
no, don't you say that's all that happened.
That is all that
I
happened.
could have died, guys.
Anyways, all that happened was they got wet.
And I could have died, and I was pregnant then.
You said you were pregnant, but you didn't know that you were pregnant.
I didn't know I was pregnant, but I was pregnant. So that would have knocked me out.
Anyways.
That would have taken my Nathaniel away.
Anyways.
So that was a big deal, guys. My life could have been lost.
No wonder, look,
But
to be honest, they gave us a free meal. And I was wondering why they were really caring.
Don't fast forward. Don't fast forward.
It was just a bit of water.
But by God's grace, hallelujah, what actually happened was because it just missed us, the water splashed all over us. And we were like, oh.
Did you even see the thing? All that happened was you saw it.
No, it jumped right in front of us. The thing literally, how can you say I got a bit wet? Did you see how how big that metal thing was?
All I remember was laughing. That's it.
Can you imagine?
I didn't notice the
exactly who
seriousness.
you were in your corner when this
I
metal
didn't
thing.
see it.
But
All I saw was you guys were wet.
guys, the thing is literally the same size as my head. Like that metal thing would have knocked me out. So it dropped, but thank God, thank hallelujah, thank you Jesus for saving me. I'm still here. What's that song? Thank you, Lord, for saving me.
Anyways, as you can see,
saving me.
Thank you. Thank you very much,
Anyway,
Nana.
okay, so instead we got water on ourselves, instead of being knocked out. And then they put champagne in our room, and because we didn't drink the champagne, they were like, "Oh, you guys okay? You guys, we left champagne in your room. You guys didn't drink it. Is there anything we can do?" And we were just like, "Oh, we don't know." And then they were like, "You know what? Because you didn't drink the champagne, we're gonna offer you. We have a restaurant across the road. We're gonna offer you. You can have any. You guys can order anything from there." I'm missing my guy Colin and Nyasha, yeah. So obviously I didn't know I was pregnant, so I couldn't really eat. I was just like, oh, I ordered fish and I couldn't eat. Stephanie ordered something she couldn't eat. Come and see your guys, Nyasha and Colin. They ordered the biggest steak in the place. It was this thick. It didn't even look that big, but it was like this thick.
No.
And they ordered, that was the most expensive thing.
Steak?
It was steak. It was the most expensive thing.
Like a lamb.
No, it was steak. It was the most expensive thing on the menu that they ordered. We literally ordered bare food, and then we couldn't eat it. Well, I couldn't really eat. I ordered fish, and I couldn't eat it. Nyasha and Colin could not eat this. You were sharing as well.
Yeah,
they couldn't eat the steak. Their eyes were too, because free food. Their eyes are just. Anyway, do you know what Stephanie said to me?
What?
She said she just remembered. Oh, that time we were on holiday and they gave us that food. I'm so annoyed that I wasn't able to eat it. And I was like, oh my gosh, that was like years ago.
Anyways, I didn't think it was, but
Because you thought it was just water.
Yeah, all that happened was you guys got away. That's it. That's all that I saw. I saw a long pole thingy, but all I thought was that it got wet. I didn't know that this thing was. I thought that's why the people were really giving you guys the most
because they knew
because it got wet.
No, they knew we write bad reviews that we nearly got knocked
Why
out.
didn't you write a bad review?
They were nice to us though. They rectified it by giving us food. Food solves all things. Go on.
Anyways, I would have rolled complete if I almost died. This is the last point. So basically, this is where Nana was about 6 months pregnant, and we decided to go to Brussels, Belgium. We decided to go to Belgium. And this was for our anniversary. So while we're there, we drove from Dover. And we get there, we're enjoying our nice holiday, nice break. And you know when you don't understand the signs and stuff, you don't know what they like. I didn't know what they meant, so I knew it was late at night. So we get back to the hotel and Nana's like, "Oh, can you just check with the hotel if you're allowed to park where you parked?" I was like, "Okay, cool." I forgot to do it. So
no, he's like, "Yeah, I'll do it." Kept reminding him.
Yes.
I said, "Even just phone the hotel or ask." He's like, "I'll ask them when I get in." He didn't ask. I said, "Phone them." Well, you know, listen to your wife.
I forgot to do it. So now we're going in the morning. We instead of having hotel breakfast at the hotel, we go and have breakfast at one of the restaurants outside. And then now we need to check out. So we're going, and I'm like, "Oh, I swear I parked here."
Yeah, and I was like, "I swear you parked here."
Yeah. Okay. Then I was keep on walking down the road. Walk down the road, and I'm like, No, the car's gone.
It was no. It wasn't. Actually, it took a while for us to even register that the car was gone.
Yeah.
We were like, I was like, maybe it was a dream, or maybe I just can't remember, or maybe we didn't park here and I thought we did.
Yeah, I was. It's one of those where, like when you park at Tesco or Asda and you're like,
you can't find your car.
Where did I park? Oh, it must be somewhere here within the vicinity. So now I remember pressing the button. I pressed the button and I don't hear any sound. I'm like, oh Lord.
We'll see any flashing lights.
So now we go into the hotel and ask, so we can't find my car. And they're like, oh, it's likely that your car's been towed away. I'm like, no.
Doesn't worry part. The funny thing is, even though I couldn't read French, guys, that sign, I'm sure it had a towing car sign. I promise you, it did.
It looked like a funny. I didn't understand the sign at all. You know, to be honest with you, next time what I understand, if you don't understand the sign, just don't go there. Don't even park there. Just drive somewhere else.
That was a horror story because.
So yeah, we then had to basically keep on going up and down. Went to a police station. The police station told us what the car was, but that we need to go to the first police station told us to go to another police station.
Yeah.
So that police station, we went to another police station, and we had to walk and take trams to all these places. And imagine, this was pregnant, 6 months.
7.
This 6 months.
Oh, 7.
September, from March to September is 6 months.
In weeks, it's 7. You're kind of pregnant for 10 months, 40 weeks, long story, but I was 7 months.
That's fine, 6 months. So now, so we get to the police station. Then the police station is like, okay, you need to go to this place to get your car. So then now we walk to that place. That place told us, oh, you need to pay at the police station. So now I had to go back. This time I told Nana, you stay at the police station. I'll go, sort out the first bit. So then we go pay for all the stuff. And then I think I then came to get you, and then we went back.
Some guy even pitied me and got me cold water because he was like,
police station.
oh, you look so sad. Guys, I had walked so much, it was just like...
Yeah. And then on top of that,
and
my
was
workplace...
happy as well because I couldn't really walk. Like,
yay,
I'm walking slow.
Too fast. She walks too fast, but then now this time she was tired, so she could walk slow. But yeah, on top of that, like I was trying to work, or I was meant to be working, but then because of all the car situation, like I couldn't even work. So, and I think there was an issue at my workplace at this point. So they were calling me. I was like, Lord God, please help me. But yeah, more of the story, don't park where you shouldn't be parking. And
we missed all the ferries as well. We missed like 3 ferries.
Luckily enough, like we missed our ferry. We were hoping to catch it, but then by the time we got the car out of the compound, it was basically like 10 minutes.
We just had this beer that sticks out so long.
So we basically had like maybe 15 minutes to get to the place. So we just basically said, can't be bothered. What did we do? I think we went out to eat afterwards. Went to eat.
No, we didn't.
We did.
We actually didn't. We stayed in the car doing your work.
Oh, okay.
We didn't go out to eat at all.
Yeah.
We were trying to catch it.
Oh yeah, we had to go back. We got the car. We had to go back to the hotel to get our bags. And then they were horrible to us.
No, they made us pay extra, even though our bags were already packed and we phoned saying, do you mind just taking it out of the room?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, that's fine, wherever you get here. And we get here and they basically charged us extra, which was really annoying.
Yeah, because they had to take our bags out of the room.
They didn't. We went to take our bags out of the room ourselves.
Oh, so they basically charged us extra. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that was your last point. So yeah, it was more of the story, don't park where you're not meant to park. And 2, when you do, tell your wife to stay in a place and you go and do it yourself because she just slowed me down.
Wow. Anyway, guys, that's our horror stories so far. I'm sure there's more that we can't even remember. But yeah, that's it really. We probably have more in our vlogs that we can't remember. Oh no, there was a time where you actually I was scared that you were going to get drowned. Oh my days, this is another one. When we went to Seychelles, so Nyasha didn't really know about stingrays.
Nana, stop this.
So my guy,
Nana, stop this.
No. We had the private beach and we're swimming, snorkeling and stuff. And then my guy sees a stingray. What does he do? He follows the stingray. Yes. I was like, why would you do that? Why would you follow this? It was a stingray.
Well, Nana, why are you making the fact that I was following a fish a big deal?
Following a stingray that can kill you. That guy who wrestled with crocodiles got killed by a stingray. And he's following. I was like, Nyasha, what are you doing? Get away from it. It can sting you.
This will be cut out of the vlog.
No, it will not be cut out of the vlog. Because I didn't understand. And then there was another time in Seychelles as well, where you decided to go deep. And it was so scary.
I'm like, that's sooner than you. It doesn't matter whether I go deep.
He went deep, yeah. He went deep and the waves were like getting rough. And I was like, Nyasha,
this will be cut out of the vlog.
This will not be cut out of the vlog. It's like, Nyasha.
Nana, you're bringing pointless things.
They're not pointless things because it was scary. I was like, Nyasha.
Scary for who?
It was scary for me, just like you were scared for my shoes.
I wasn't scared for your shoes. I said I was ticked off because all you were doing was being upset when we were meant to be enjoying a meal.
So
this is a horror story.
This was a horror story for me too.
What? Because
I had just been married.
I went a bit far.
No, because we were just married for 1 year and you were like, the waves are getting rough. But then let me tell you the truth, yeah. I don't know why he's talking right now, because after he came and after everything was done, he was like, yeah, I won't lie, yeah, it got a bit rough and scared. It was a bit scary.
Oh my god.
Oh, you did. He's like, but I wasn't gonna tell you that at the time.
Oh my gosh,
Nana. Like, wow, so
what is this made up story?
Oh my days, you can't remember. Of course you won't remember.
So I swam far and then I got scared.
No, it got really, really rough and I was shouting and you couldn't hear me. And then when you came back, I was like, Nyasha, why did you go that far? That was so scary, man. Don't do that. And then you were like, yeah, well, that was a little bit scary.
Ignore her, guys.
Anyway, I remember, but he won't remember because I know how I felt about it. And I was like, wow, like you were actually scared and you were playing.
She's not bringing up with other stories.
Anyway, guys.
Look, if you want a real horror story, another horror story was when we went to the Maldives and we were in our hotel room and Nana was just, every time the water would hit, because we were on the, you know those villas that are on water? Oh. Every time water would hit those things at night, she'd be like, oh my gosh, there's water coming into our room. What? You're sleeping. How do you expect water to come in your room?
No, it was scary. Okay, so guys, before we got married, I was like, I don't want to go anywhere far that's like in the middle of the ocean, because if there's a tsunami, I literally have no choice. I can't run on land anywhere. So we get to the Maldives and it's beautiful and stuff. I'm like, imagine there's a tsunami, yeah? Where am I going? I'm not running to any other island. My hotel is the island. Like, there's water there, water there, water there. So when we were sleeping, yeah, and I could hear the water going whoosh. I was like, I swear the water's in the room right now, Nyasha.
It wasn't every day.
It wasn't every day.
It wasn't every day. It was every day.
It was one night. It was one, you see, he doesn't remember. It was one night and I asked him, can you please just get up?
It was every day.
See if the water had
It was every day.
And then, it wasn't every day, you're
exaggerating. It was every day.
Hun. It wasn't every day.
Yeah, just lucky that we were on our honeymoon. We were on our honeymoon, so I was being nice. Every day I would wake up.
It wasn't every day. It was one time.
With my eyes like this. My eyes like this.
Lying.
With my eyes like this, I'll touch the floor. And there's no water. I'll even go to right to the door. And I'll say, babes, there's no water.
It was one night I asked him. He opened the door.
It was not one night.
It was one night I asked him.
It happen every night.
Nyasha, wasn't every night. After you assured me that the water didn't come in, I didn't wake up every night thinking water was coming in. Gosh. So yeah, so we opened the door. He opened the door and the water wasn't coming in, so then it was cool. But
I didn't open the door.
You did.
I went to the door.
Okay, I thought you opened the door. But anyway, guys, that's our horror stories. Hope you enjoyed it. Got a bit carried away. But make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you share with your friends and let us know if you have some horror stories, because we probably have more that we can't even remember. But yeah, let us know. Bye, guys. Peace out.
It's Nyasha and